I stopped trusting myself with my own credit card. So I did something about it that honestly sounds a little unhinged, and it's the only thing that's ever actually worked. Here's exactly what's in this video. 1. Why the card being one tap away was never actually about self-control. 2. The exact afternoon I realized I couldn't trust myself to make that decision in real time anymore. 3. The specific thing I did about it, and why something that inconvenient is exactly the point. And 4. Exactly how to try it yourself if you want to. And before anything else, if you've ever looked at a statement and felt your stomach drop, this isn't a video about needing more discipline. You have discipline. I had discipline too. I could go weeks without buying anything I didn't need. That was never the problem, and it probably isn't yours either. You know that feeling at the end of a ride when you just get out of the car and walk away? No wallet, no tap. Nothing changed hands. Somewhere in the background, money left your account, and you didn't feel a single part of it happen. That was my whole life with that card. Not because I was careless, because it had made itself invisible. No cash leaving my hand, no number to count. Money moved, and my body was never in the room when it happened. And it wasn't just rides. It was the gas pump, tapping before the price even registered. It was parking paid from an app while I was already walking away from the car. It was every website that had my card saved, where buying something meant one click and zero typing. Different places, different days, same exact motion. My hand had learned the tap long before my brain ever got a vote. Buying something used to cost you a few seconds of effort. Cash counted out, a number written in your own handwriting. Just enough time for your brain to catch up with your hand. A tap deletes those seconds, and the moment they disappeared, the decision disappeared with them. None of this happened by accident either. Every saved card, every one-tap checkout, every auto-filled form, those aren't neutral conveniences. They're built to shrink the distance between wanting and buying as close to zero as it can get. Because a shorter distance means more purchases go through. You're not imagining that spending feels easier than it used to. It's supposed to. There was one afternoon that broke something open for me. I was on my lunch break, sitting in my car in a parking lot because I didn't feel like going back inside yet, half scrolling on my phone, and an ad for a jacket I didn't even need popped up between two videos. I tapped buy before I finished reading the price, not because I wanted the jacket that badly, because tapping buy took less effort than closing the ad. The jacket showed up 3 days later. I'd forgotten I even ordered it. And that's when it clicked for me. The problem was never that I lacked willpower in the moment of deciding. The problem was that there was no moment. The card had removed the pause completely. And here's the part. Nobody tells you you can't out-discipline a decision you never actually get to make. Okay, here's the actual thing I did to that card. It's going to sound a little ridiculous for about 5 seconds. Stay with me, because this exact move is the whole reason any of it worked. So I stopped trying to fix my willpower, and I put the pause back instead. I filled a container with water, dropped my card in, and put the whole thing in the freezer. And yes, you've probably heard of this one. People joke about it. I used to. But here's what the joke version never explains. Every app and every budget I'd tried was aimed at my willpower. This was the first thing I ever tried that was aimed at the missing moment instead. Now, when I actually want to buy something, not an impulse, an actual sit with it want, I have to physically wait. I have to run the block of ice under warm water, or just leave it on the counter and watch the edges shrink for 20-30 minutes before the card finally slides free. And I'll be honest, the first week, I found the flaw in my own plan. Because what's stopping you from just tapping your phone's banking app instead? Or ordering a replacement card? Honestly, nothing. This was never a lock. The only thing the ice adds is half an hour of forced waiting, a stretch where the purchase simply can't happen yet. That's the entire security system, and it turns out that's all it ever needed to be. The first few weeks I still found workarounds sometimes, but even reaching for a workaround made me stop and ask myself if I actually wanted the thing, or if I just wanted the tap. Most of the time, once I'd asked the question out loud, the answer was already no. The ice never had to stop me. It just had to slow me down long enough to hear myself. Now, when that same kind of ad pops up on some random afternoon, I still see it. I still want things sometimes. That part didn't change, and it's not supposed to. But my thumb has nothing to press. There's just a block of ice sitting in a freezer, and by the time it melts, most of the time, I don't even want the jacket anymore. And it wasn't just small stuff. A few months in, I almost upgraded a subscription I barely even used, just because the button was right there during a bored 10 minutes. I caught myself reaching for my card out of pure habit, and it wasn't even in the room. By the time I found it, still half frozen, I'd already forgotten why I wanted the upgrade in the first place. The habit doesn't just save money. It gives you back the version of you that actually gets asked first. None of this was ever about jackets or subscriptions. It was the unease of not recognizing my own spending, guilt that follows you even when you've done nothing wrong. Getting the pause back meant my account reflected choices I'd made, not moments I'd slept through. If this is the first time your spending's been explained like this, instead of just budget better, subscribe. That's exactly what this channel is for. If you want the exact way to do this to your own card, stick around because that's exactly what's next. If you want to try it yourself, here's exactly how. 1. Any container that fits your card, filled with water, card fully submerged. 2. Freezer, minimum 8 hours. That's not an arbitrary number. It's long enough that you can't just chip it out with a butter knife the second you get impatient. Which, trust me, you will try at least once. 3, and this is the part people skip, leave your debit card out of the ice. This isn't about cutting yourself off from real emergencies. It's about slowing down the purchases that were never really decisions in the first place. And if a literal block of ice feels like too much for your actual life, the smaller version of the same idea still works. Delete your card from autofill on every app and browser you use, so you have to type the full 16 digits by hand every single time. 16 digits is a long time to keep wanting something. Less dramatic, same principle, same pause. And if you'd rather build that pause automatically instead of managing it yourself, the tools that help with that are linked in the description below, free ones included. The goal was never to stop wanting things. It was to make sure I was actually the one deciding. I'm not going to pretend a block of ice fixes everything about money. It doesn't. It didn't touch my budget, my debt, or my savings rate, none of that. But it fixed the one moment that was quietly costing me the most, over and over, without ever asking permission the moment I never got to choose. So here's the whole video in one line. Your card was never testing your self-control. It was testing whether you'd ever get the chance to use it. Give yourself that chance back, however small it looks. Ice, a rule, even just 5 minutes. And watch how many of your wants quietly disappear on their own. If you've ever done something a little ridiculous just to protect yourself from your own spending, tell me in the comments. I want to know I'm not the only one who's frozen a piece of plastic. Subscribe, tap the bell, and let's grow together. Thank you for watching.